Hey, 22. Hey, tag 32. Tag 32. 4 down. Tag 53. Tag 53. Ready.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey, 70. 10, 10. 4 down, tag 53. Double, tag.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Tariq Cohen is deep for the Bears. Pulled in at the 24. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On 1st down, Trubisky. And his first look is incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Second and 10. It's Trubisky again. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Trubisky to Gabriel there for a Bears 1st down. Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Go.
On 2nd down, Trubisky. Escaping the pressure right. Gonna let one into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the 2014 NFL interception leader, Grover Quinn. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Detroit Lions trotting out on the field again, and the first year under Matt Patricia maybe hasn't gone how they had hoped. They're going to need a big second half of the season to get back into playoff contention, but the running game has been better.
It certainly has, because remember they drafted Kerryon Johnson out of Auburn in hopes that he would emerge as their lead back, and he's done exactly that, on pace to be a 1,000-yard rusher as a rookie. They haven't had one of those since Reggie Bush in 2013. Unfortunately, they still feel a little bit like they're treading water, still trying to find their way. Even made a move on defense, though, to try and shore things up on the defensive line at the trade deadline, getting Snacks Harrison from the New York Giants in hopes of maybe slowing down teams like the Minnesota Vikings when they decide to run the ball inside.
A gain of 39 that time. On first down, Stafford here. And that's complete to Luke Wilson, 42 yards. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Prater for the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. A beautiful fake. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Onto the field now come the Bears. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at the 45. They go with Howard to begin the drive. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Let's go.
Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 3rd and 6 here to start things out. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Here we go on 4th down with Trubisky. And this is going to be incomplete. The 2017 All-Pro Darius Slay there in coverage, knocking it away. So shall we say a bold decision to go for it, and that bold decision does not pay off.
And when you talk about bold, you're saying all caps?
All caps.
Yeah, without a doubt. Maybe they're telling their defense they have a lot of faith in them. I mean, that's how you have to spin it, is that you tell your defense, you know something? We were able to go for it there because you guys are so good. I'm not worried about things. That's the only explanation I can come up with in this situation.
Well, he better get ready to spin it for that post-game presser, because you know he's going to be asked.
He's going to have to spin it for his own locker room, frankly.
To throw is Stafford. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, you know, we've got a pretty big sample size now from the NFL season, Charles. I want to ask you, going back to the draft, who was the biggest steal in 2018?
Well, the biggest steal was Philip Lindsay.
Oh, guy that wasn't even drafted?
Wasn't even drafted, but how about what the Denver personnel department did, identifying him ahead of time, potentially not being drafted and ready to pounce when the call didn't come for him. And what a job he's done for them, running it, catching it, open field guy, in traffic, he's done it all. I think Saquon Barkley from the Giants has been everything as advertised. Calvin Ridley with Atlanta has been spectacular. Quentin Nelson, offensive guard with the Colts. He was Rookie of the Month, wasn't he?
Yeah, back in October. How about that?
Yeah, how about that for an offensive lineman? We've had 4 quarterbacks start games: Mayfield, Donald, Allen, and Rosen.
And Quentin Nelson, one final note on that. He was the first offensive lineman ever given that award, so hats off to him.
Definitely.
It's a gain of 14, down 2-14. Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And he's got it. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson from 19 yards away. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. The tight end, Luke Wilson, was the target. And now it's 2nd down. Well, oftentimes when we get a chance to talk league-wide, we go offensive. We don't get a lot of defensive talk. But let's talk about some young rookies. I know you've told me Darius Leonard of the Colts has really impressed you.
He certainly has. He's impressed the entire league. I mean, at times he approaches 20 tackles a game. Sideline to sideline, end zone to end zone, out of South Carolina State. So you don't think about it, but you should. Derwin James with the Chargers, been as good as advertised at the safety position. Jair Alexander, the corner from Green Bay, missed a couple of games early in the season, but he got the attention of the New England Patriots brass before they played. They were really impressed with exactly what we thought he would do, chasing down quarterbacks. And Dante Action Jackson out of LSU with Carolina really knows how to ball hawk and take the ball out of the air and take it the other way.
Oh, you were ready for that. That's a good list of defensive rookies right there. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Stafford to Jones, enough for a Lion 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps this.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, 29 yards. And the Lions add on to their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Extra point good by Prater. And the lead is up to 8. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 18. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Going deep this time for Miller. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A huge play there for Chicago. 51 yards. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. And his throw is incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. They'll get it to the 23-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Howard. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage. A
solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion, and defensively pure frustration. They go play action here on first down. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Allen Robinson, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And now the Bears are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. Now Trubisky will lead the Bears up to go for 2. Now Trubisky. This will be caught at about the 6. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Here's Parkey now set to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. And Detroit getting set to go now. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Stafford on first down. He sets to fire deep. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Now Stafford. Over the middle, complete. That's Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Hey, 22! Set! 180! Let it go here! Get that quarterback! Get off! Like 7! Go here! Check! Look at that!
On first down at Stafford. Eluding the pressure right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Adrian Amos, the safety, able to make the play.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Hey, 22! 11, 11! Stay 50, stay 50. Hey, go here!
Throwing again. Stafford. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Kyle Fuller there defensively.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Go here! 11, 11!
Throwing on third down. Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. 19 yards that time for number 19. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
The Lions into the red zone for the first time. It's 1st and 10 at the 14.
21!
From the red zone now, Stafford. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Kenny Galladay is intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
10. Block it. Hey, tag 50 left. Double right. Hey, red.
To throw again. Stafford. And it's caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones in the final seconds of the first half. And the Lions are able to grow their lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Well, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Prater for the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Burton. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken very short. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made by Deshaun Shedd. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Here's Trubisky. Trying to lay one up deep. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Going up top. It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there for the Bears on 3rd. 46 yards.
Hey, 18.
Now Trubisky on 1st down. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Trubisky to throw again. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Again, it's Trubisky. His pass caught at the 4. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Taylor Gabriel from 10 yards out. And the Bears draw a bit closer. And this time he gets it to go as it is up and good. Here's Parkey now set to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They begin the drive with Johnson. And an alley to run. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And incomplete on the deep ball. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. I want to switch gears, Charles, and get your favorite play of the year so far. Look, I know we don't have a Minnesota miracle like we saw at the end of last season, but what's been the one that's caught your attention the most?
Well, wouldn't Linval Joseph picking up a fumble against Philadelphia and bringing it all the way back count as a Minnesota miracle?
That would, the earth shaker.
I mean, that's a lot of man carrying the football, and he got all the way to the end zone. Oxygen. What a great play there. How about Graham Gano finishing off the New York Giants with a 63-yard field goal at the buzzer for Carolina? That was spectacular. I thought the triple reverse by Carolina against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was something that Curtis Samuel, how far did he run? 160 yards or so in order to make that play work? Ends up as a touchdown. And just because we have to say Patrick Mahomes, it's a left-handed pass he threw earlier this year.
Oh, yeah, against Denver. And that's just kind of a microcosm of the season that he's had. He's been so magical to watch.
Just had to say Patrick Mahomes had to get something in for him, because exactly what you said.
Double right. 22. Hey, tag 32. Tag 32. Tag 53. Tag 53.
On 4th down, Stafford. And my goodness, pass. This is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48.
Well, Charles, the trade deadline obviously is now passed. So you look back at the number of guys that went different places. Which trade caught your eye the most?
Well, there are a few of them, and they all had one thing in common as far as I could tell. They're all made with the idea of that team winning big this year. Ha-ha Clinton Dix from Green Bay to Washington. Washington in first place at the time when they make the trade. They're thinking about winning their division and advancing in the playoffs, getting more help in the secondary. How about Golden Tate going from Detroit to Philadelphia? The Eagles trying to defend their Super Bowl championship, adding a receiver for Carson Wentz. Eli Apple from the Giants to New Orleans. They're thinking about not just defending the NFC South, but maybe having to play the LA Rams again in the playoffs with another corner. And Amari Cooper going from Oakland to Dallas, because Dallas believes if they have a threat out wide, it'll open things up for Ezekiel Elliott and get the Cowboys back on the beam.
Yeah, some decent names, some big trades. By the way, my favorite name in the league, Ha-ha Clinton Dix.
No question about it. Orlando's own.
The Bears on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Trubisky to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Anthony Miller, 44 yards. And the Bears are in for 6. Parkey adds the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got...
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
18.
Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this 2nd half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. His huge night, it just continues as he's now north of 200 yards receiving. On 1st down, they run with Howard. And not much, maybe a yard down to the 23. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's third down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone, but sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass, but sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to get to him on it.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Try to punch it in with Howard. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you said, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. He may try it, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Mitchell Trubisky scoring up, and the Bears will extend their lead. Now, they went draw play there on third down around the goal line, something you normally like to see, Charles?
Oftentimes, people are prepared for a pass in this situation, so the draw is a good call, but it's better when you usually have a lead blocker. If you don't have a fullback, you can use your H-back to pull in front. Sometimes you pull a guard to get out in front. Maybe it's your tight end, but they find a way to create a little bit of extra space. A bit of a surprise down near the goal line, but it was effective in this situation.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at the 40. From the gun, here's Stafford. Dancing to his left. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Now a first down throw. Stafford. Buying time to his left. The left side completion to Jones. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A gain of 32 that time. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. And he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones, his second touchdown of the night. And the Lions have got it back to a one-score game. Now Prater to add the PAT. Extra point good by Prater. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So time here for the onside kick and then the 2-minute warning. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Gotta go.
Trubisky with the give to Howard. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
3 down. Let's go.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. This is Howard on 2nd down. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. Going up top for Miller. And that is incomplete. The coverage that time excellent by Nevin Lawson. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10.
Stay 50.
Back to throw. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They'll look to throw. They'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Hey, tag 50 left. 0.
He's back to throw. Out to the right here to Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes,
Here we go.
you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Flush to his right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
He can run for it, and he will. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. He'll look to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
Hey! 21! Ready! 0! Hey, go here!
Stafford now to throw. And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. Now the return man. This is Benny Cunningham. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking two plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary, but you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
Let's see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
18.
Back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Burton. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type shot.